September 6th, 2025. Feeling pretty good. Saturdays are my sort of surrealism day. So a lot of people from early 20th century, French writers. Is this even what I want to talk about? Yeah, it is. Okay, I'll get this out of the way and then I'll sort of brainstorm. But The Absence of Myth by George Bataille, Surrealism in 1957 and the Surrealist Religion. Sort of just going more into depth of Bataille's surrealism, or his take on it. And then before that, I had watched a short 10-minute clip that could be found on YouTube, called About Literature and Evil, which is an essay he wrote, putting one's writing self into the state of the child who will push a threshold so far until given a reason to stop, out of fear, out of being afraid, but also out of curiosity. In what that does to the writing when one decides to enter that place. And yeah. Then going on to James Baldwin. I haven't read any of James Baldwin. I have Giovanni's Room on my shelf. I just got it, but I watched a quick clip from him in Meeting the Man, which is, I suppose, a documentary on him that I haven't seen. But it was a really good video. He had some really great responses, but I didn't like the way the interviewer was posing questions. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter, but it was just like, it almost felt like he was poking at him, and I understand that media's job is to sort of get the answers, the definite answers, but does one have to disrespect another person by doing so? And I don't think that's necessary. And of course I think that's gotten a lot, well, it's not as prevalent these days, that sort of banal disrespect, or at least it's not tolerated. Then I read The Impossible, the part 2 of the story of rats. It's getting pretty good, man. I mean, it was already good, but I just finding eroticism in the possibility of the impossible, which sounds like a lot, or confusing, or hard to follow possibly, but that longing desire for that which may have been a memory and may never be again. And I think that tension is really interesting because it just provokes, it's very provoking. It makes me think of sort of any sort of fantastical reminiscence of something that will never be again, but separate from love. Well, it can be lust, that is. That sort of desire, longing for that same desire, or the experience that it lived, and the agent that it was or agents that it was lived with. So, yeah, it can just get pretty interesting. It is interesting. I don't know why I'm being so shy today. I mean, I think I know because I'm really considering posting this one. I've been doing these vlogs for a minute, trying to get myself to a place where I can start talking about the things that I'm reading, but for multiple reasons. One, for a sort of public video archive. I think that's the idea of that is interesting, and I kind of just read and write, and that's kind of it. And I guess archive my own stuff. But I guess this can sort of be another face of that crystal. So I'm a little nervous. Life in the Folds by Henry Michaud. Indescribable Places and the Old Age of Pelagoras. Finally finished that book. It's a collection of prose and poetry and aphorisms, I guess, by Henry Michaud, who did Miserable Mescaline, which I have not read yet. Well, I read the foreword, which was done by Octavio Paz, who wrote The Monk Who Grammarian, which I also have on my shelf, but have not read yet. I have these things. It does not matter that I have these things. I'm just sort of making connections in real time. I think there's value in building for bibliophiles. Okay, there was another thing that I saw today that was really kind of, I guess, this sort of ongoing trend of the performative man. And it's funny that this comes up today for me because not too long ago, I found myself on a dating app, which I'm not very fond of doing. Sometimes I just sort of, because I'm so in my own little world, I will go and just see what's out there. I'm like, well, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe something's there that I have not, that I'm missing out on. Of course, I always come to the same realization that I'm not, especially, I literally will go on for like one moment and then be like, I can't do this. But one girl did match with me, and she called me a performative man. And I suppose it was because I included literature in my on one of my prompts. And it caught me off guard because I didn't expect it. But that's solely because I don't have Instagram, or I'm not really scrolling. The most things I'm scrolling on is probably fucking YouTube Shorts. And I don't like do that often. Because I just have YouTube. And I just have it on my laptop, and that's kind of it. And I don't know. It sucks that that's a thing. And I don't want to say I want to say I don't care to be even grouped or associated with it. Just like guys who just like read books in public for the, I suppose, female gaze is how it's been described to me, or at least in a video that I watched about it that got recommended to me. And while I don't care to even sort of, I don't even want to acknowledge it, but I can't ignore it because it exists, and I don't know, maybe I just shouldn't have said anything. Anyways, moving on. Mount Analog by Renee Domal. Last week I read the introduction, the foreword, I forget. I don't believe it was written by him. I think it was written by the translator. But I just read chapter 1, and it's super interesting. I'm really excited to keep reading this book. He's been described as sort of a mystical poet, and this is his novel about mountaineering, and the symbol of the mountain as sort of the bridge between heaven and earth, and how the mountain is sort of a symbol throughout a lot of cultures and religions. As that, but nowadays most mountains have been summited. Even Mount Everest. So it's becomes questionable as to whether or not that symbol still holds the same ground, the symbol of the mountain. And so he talks about Mount Analog and something that he writes as the sort of mountain that cannot be summited. Crazy thing about the book is that before he ended up finishing it, he passed away. And so that leaves it on a pretty interesting ending. So it's like he never truly summited, or is that even the right terminology? Fuck, man. I've been messing that up. He never truly... No? I don't know. He didn't summit the mountain. I really hope I didn't fuck that up, but I'm gonna leave it in. So... And then some Arthur Rimbaud, Une saison en enfer, A season in hell, and Illuminations. I just read Bad Blood and Night in Hell. And that pretty much concluded my reading for the day. Yeah. I feel like I kind of worked in everything that I wanted to talk about. And I don't want to keep these videos super long, maybe like 15 minutes at most. They're kind of just for all of us, I suppose. I don't know. It'd be... Yeah, I don't know. I just want to start putting myself out there, I guess, because I just... Well, I don't read out in... Man, people can't even read in the park anymore. But I guess... I don't know. I don't want to talk about that anymore. If there's any sort of postmodern cultural zeitgeist worth addressing, it'll be more thoughtful. If I choose to talk about it, I don't want to do it. So mindlessly. But I don't know, I guess that's part of the process or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I want to put myself out there more, because I think I'm ready for that. So this is my attempt. I'll probably be posting once or twice a week. Maybe just talking about whatever. But yeah, 14-15 minutes. I will catch you guys later. That was my log for the day. All right. Bye.